I'm known as the boundaries queen. I do not like people touching me.
Jesus.
Um, and people who touch me know that. Like the people who love me, like even my mom used to be like, "Come here." Like people who know me and people who love me, just they'd be like, "Yeah, all right, cool. I'm hugging you." So good.
Why? Why?
I just don't like people touching me. I think it's an energetic. I got stuff with me. I think it's an
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
energetic
yeah. I'm
exchange.
not talking about good. Yeah.
Erica, are
Hmm.
you familiar with that movie Fallen? I think it had Denzel Washington and Dan Goodman in it, where like the evil was hopping from one person to the
Oh
next.
yeah, I remember that movie. And then it hopped into somebody at the end, right?
Yeah, and it would always sing that stupid song. Like I like to think that well, I don't like to think, but I do believe that there is an energetic exchange. So, I try
Mm.
not to touch people. I
Mm.
actually well, I think it was last summer. I ran into Nick and his girlfriend at a party. He doesn't have that
Okay.
energy in person. In person when he's with her. And I don't know if they're still together. Hopefully they are, but she is the life of the party. She is the dancing queen, and he is just watching her.
That's weird.
And
But
Really?
all, but
so,
also they did say that this happens when he's drunk.
r-
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
we were
saying?
drinking.
So
We were drinking, but what I'm thinking and why I felt bad for him is just like you said, he felt comfortable with them. So, there's certain guards he's letting down with them. Is he a little bit taking a step back? I believe that he has a habit. On the surface, you look at him, you think nerd, you think soft, you think geek. I think when he's with the fellas, there's this exercise of masculinity that he's trying to push on us. Like we're watching him be a manly man. So there's that. And I'm referencing like the
Hmm.
things he says when he's with the fellas, right? And then there's this idea that, like you said, we are cool. We travel together. If you thought that I was touching you too much,
Why did you come to
say
me?
something to me in the
Say
moment.
something. Exactly.
Tell me to stop. But what they did, and again, this plays into the disposition of people who are used to being the pretty girl, or because Summer didn't say he was touching her until Jordan believes everyone finds her attractive. Jordan thinks that,
For some reason. For some reason, she thinks
I
she's a
mean, she's a
queen.
pretty girl. I won't take that away
Yeah,
from her,
but
but
she's not. But she's. I mean, she's average. She's really average.
she's
but
pretty.
Mod,
And
You
but
live in New
Mod,
York
but
City.
Mod,
Goody.
Mod, you
No,
have to remember that all
no,
these
she's a
girls.
no.
No, let
Playboy
me finish,
bunny.
Mod. Let me finish. You have to remember that all these girls met at the Playboy Bunny thing, right? So those women, that's like strippers be average looking with crazy bodies sometimes. But if you're a stripper and all the attention is on you, the same way that if you're like a playmate or you're a play, whatever. I've seen plenty of playmates. They have great bodies, but their face is questionable. So, but if you're in that
I would,
industry where
Erica.
you're,
All
I
eyes
would
on
be
you at all
twisting.
times.
I would be
yeah,
twisting my neck if I saw your knees. If I saw your knees and hands, I'll be twisting my neck compared to this one over here. Come on, man.
Yeah, but
And
this is the
then you
thing.
live in New York City where we
Yes.
have little young people all over the streets. What are we talking about?
This is the thing in New
Goody.
York, and if
Mhm.
you are a Playboy bunny, the hood's not going to the Playboy mansion. The hood's and they we not going to the Playboy
Mm.
clubs. There's a certain
that even
aesthetic.
to this day, that gets you somewhere. Like I have a girlfriend now who's older. She is in her 60s and she was a playmate, and it's a whole thing, girl.
It's a
Oh,
club.
Like
girl, tell me about
she
that because I don't know about that. Tell me
it's
what
a
is that
whole
about?
sort of like I don't know if I want to say
If
like
you a regular stripper, you're a regular stripper. But if you meet the qualifications to be a Playboy bunny, you are the upper echelon of the girls who take their clothes off. And you do way less than like what you see them doing in Atlanta or in that show. What's the name of that show? P Valley. The
Right.
things you
Yes.
see them doing, they're not doing that. All they doing is shaking their head to the side and ooh, hoo, hoo.
But the
They're
point
not
I'm
doing
making,
much.
Mod, is it's some sort of prestige to it,
Yes.
which is to explain how her attitude is a prestige to it, but it's not really based on how you look in the face. I'm just gonna
Oh
say that.
snap!
Hey,
So
ladies.
Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Oh
Listen, all
snap!
these people are explaining to me what a playboy is, because you know where I come from. I'm African, so I don't know what the fuck.
because to me, I think Bria is cute too, but she's average looking, but she does carry herself like I know I'm that chick. And I think part of it is because they had
They
this
were Playboy, but
this Playboy bunny
that's upper
history.
echelon. There's
Yeah.
prestige to it, and to be quite frank, that's not like black guys are gonna love it because it's a status symbol. But those are the men that
So
these are the women.
Susie,
These are the strippers that the bankers and the Wall Street dudes are. These are the gentlemen. It's a gentleman's club. The Playboy Mansion is a
Because
gentleman's.
what does Jordan do
wait,
for
are
a
you
living
saying?
now?
Are you telling me all these
I
girls were
think she's a
strippers?
model, and I think she
Are
does.
you saying
Yeah,
all these girls were strippers?
yeah. Yes. But you wouldn't call it that because they were Playboy bunnies. But that's
But then what
essentially what
difference
you're
does it
saying.
make? You're a stripper, you're a stripper.
I mean, they might have kept their little bunny ears and they cottontails on, but yeah. Upper
So you're
Oh
echelon.
my
saying, so
gosh.
you're saying all the ladies on this show were strippers?
Yes. Well,
Sheila,
not strippers.
clearly, when
Sheila,
a
they
girl
were
comes,
Playboy bunnies. They were
Sheila,
Playboy bunnies.
you and I
And
have
this is the
daughters.
thing about Jordan.
Right.
Jordan is
Yes.
one of the only black women to grace the cover of a Playboy magazine.
Oh, so she
So
feels like
it comes with a thing. She has a level, so that's why she thinks everyone wants her because traditionally speaking, historically speaking, everyone wants her in her circle. So she's a good-looking girl in that Playboy bunny circle.
no, she's not.
No,
She's
in the
ordinary.
I said
She's
in the Playboy
ordinary.
bunny
Go
circle.
ahead, but she's very ordinary. But
She's
go ahead.
ordinary, but once she comes out of that, so she comes out of the Playboy bunny circle, and now she's telling people, "Oh, I'm the first black girl to grace the cover of this, that, and the third." So people like Alex, who I've also seen in Brooklyn, people like Alex, they're gonna be like, "Oh," because there's a level of prestige associated with who she is. So she's
Ah.
average to us, but in her world, she's a big deal.
So now, is that the young lady? And excuse me, because I'm still
With the
trying to learn
alopecia.
the show.
It's the
Is
girl
that
who's
no?
losing
Okay.
her hair.
So I
That's the
think
girl
the
who's
other
losing
one
her
who
hair.
had. I thought the other one had a job. Summer, is that the one that they didn't like?
Shanice,
No,
Yes.
she's talking about the girl who is losing her hair.
Yeah. Okay. I know Jordan, but I think the other one who doesn't have a job is much cuter than
she was a
Jordan.
salesperson.
That's what I say, Shanice.
She was in
Shanice
sales.
is
I
very
don't.
cute.
She was. So the people who were Playboy bunnies would be Jordan, Jasmine, and Bria. Shanice was a salesperson, a pharmaceutical salesperson.
What about the girl they're inviting to come over the next episode?
Noelle, I wouldn't be surprised if she was in fashion. She wasn't. The three Playboy bunnies were Jasmine. That's why Silas is like, I don't really want you with Jordan like that.
Because I know that, yeah.
I know what y'all was up,
And
because
I want us to talk about that. I want us to talk about that because there's that big, it's like, I don't know, between her, the two girls, right?
Jordan and
Yeah, Jordan and what's her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. And it reminds, it's like, when you get married, you are already in a kind of a different scenario compared to the people who are single. So you're expected to move in a different way. Why are they judging her for
I feel like
changing her lifestyle?
I mean, did y'all discuss this? When
No,
you discussed
I'm
the
gonna go
last
get
two
my drink.
episodes?
Go ahead and discuss that. I'll be.
Oh wait, I
I'm
want to
gonna
make
go get
this
my drink.
correction because I wasn't sure about this, but I did look it up. So according to Bravo, Shanice, even though she is the pharmaceutical. She was also a Playboy bunny.
Okay, so that's where they met.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
so. She's over
Mariah
there
wasn't
running
though.
naked.
I don't think Mariah was.
God.
I don't think so either.
I believe there's so many things about this show. Like, I really think it's ridiculous how Jasmine shaded Mariah for these people who, by the end of last season, decided to ice Jasmine out and not really be her friend. That's wild to me. It's also God, but it is God, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we get to it, when we start talking about the guests, because I guess when we get to that part of the discussion, we can really dive a little bit deeper into the whole notion of the guests and the vote and who's really in charge of the house. Is there a final say? Like, all of that, I think, is the thing, because it was kind of like, oh, it's a vote, so she agreed to it. I don't know. From last season, and I'm kind of like, and now you basically are like, she's coming.
I really think,
I really thought that was shady. I didn't see last season, so I'm not really familiar with the two people that they were discussing, what Phil and this young lady that they're asking, can they come? But that was kind of shady how she did with.
Well, this is the thing. What I think is the ultimate shade is that Mariah and Jasmine are in film. I put 100% on the idea that Mariah and Jasmine collectively pitched this idea, and this was a collective idea pitched by them, because the others aren't in film in that way, right?
Oh, that's right, because they're like screenwriting partners, right?
Right. I put money on they pitched this idea to Bravo. So for Mariah to get sent home last season was wild. And that is why, when it came down to it, she knew she needed to put Mariah there, especially after they all iced her out. It's kind of like, I really don't care what you have to say, because I turned my back on my best friend. We were homeless together as we were chasing our craft. The only reason that Jasmine kind of got out of her circumstances is because she got married. But they were thugging it out. Mariah and Jasmine were thugging it out as screenwriters together.
Okay.
I wish you would pitch this idea to me. I wish we would pitch this idea to Bravo. We get picked up and you come to me with the foolishness. Girl,
I last season, because this is the second season they're coming back, I felt some type of way when they really let her go. Okay.
And then to find out it was because of Amir and his foolishness, and he wasn't man enough to open his mouth.
It's not even about, it's because he was not given a chance to say, this is my fault, I'm the one. He was not given, so I'm not going to blame it on him.
You don't have a chance. When you've done something wrong and you see two people are about to come to fisticuffs as a result, as a man, it's your duty to say, hold on, stop, wait. This is a misunderstanding and I am at fault. I know why he didn't do it. Because he's not accustomed to seeing women of color getting ready to go at it. He probably was a bit frightened.
He was.
But a man is going to stand up. Like, he's able. You
know,
I
wait a minute, you guys. I think we need to explain to Sheila, because she didn't see it. So she can't really comment it. She doesn't really know.
Sheila, you did not see what? You did not watch that. So what happened was, Bria, the spoiled brat, came in with the dog, and they were not expecting the dog to come in. Okay. So she shows up with a little tiny cutie dog, right? And everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's here with a dog. Anyway, they say, okay, fine. She has a dog. It's fine. But then the dog was pooping everywhere. And on top of that, I think they put dog stuff in the washer, which was, isn't it?
With the clean towels, Sheila. They don't. They put the dog laundry with the people them clean towels. And you already know.
Ooh.
Let
Who
me be
did
very
that?
clear with
Did
you.
Bria
I
do
got a
that?
dog last summer, and
I
I
think
wash his clothes. I wash my dog, not his clothes. I wash his towels and all of that at the
Child,
laundromat.
child, listen. I have
Ooh,
to tell you this. I am African. There are things I struggle with in this country. Now I don't want to be cancelled, but so go ahead, Goody, because I am not
wait,
trying to be
so now,
cancelled
so
on this
who
truth.
who was coming to fist? So Bria
Child.
and who else? Because Bria was the one
No,
with the dog.
well, yeah, until he brought in his rich boyfriend from Germany who brought very expensive gifts to the people, and they were all like, oh,
Wait,
look
Mod.
at
She needs to know what happened with Mariah. That's before we go there.
oh,
So,
Mariah was kicked out.
You wanna
Mariah
you
was
wanna break
kicked
it down,
out.
Erica?
okay, so from what I recall, the clothes were commingled, and Mariah came to Bria like, your dog stuff was in here with our wash towels. Like we wash our faces with this. So she like had a big attitude. So they kind of went to bat. And from what I recall, Amir was actually the one who mixed the towels in, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And
But
he
he
didn't
never
you
said
watch them
nothing.
arguing?
He never said anything. They were just going back and forth, like, you can't put your dog stuff in here. And so at some point, I think Mariah maybe she threw the clothes at Bria. It was something where,
She kind of pushed
She was
him
like
into her
this.
chest, like, yo,
yeah,
take this and get out my
yeah,
face.
and then they were kind of like going, but they didn't really fight. But after that, you know how Bria's so dramatic. So she started crying and oh, that girl, and then Mariah, if you see her, was a lot bigger than Bria.
She's like
Yeah.
I would believe her to be 5'11", 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
so
Yeah.
she's tall and Bria's like little and stuff. So Bria's
right.
like, oh my gosh, I was so scared, like
Yeah,
whatever.
I
And
know. I
so
see. Yeah.
they were like, okay, if she's gonna put her hands on somebody, she got to go. That's what pretty much the people voted. But it was kind of like
It's
Amir
bullshit.
never said, like, well,
Bullshit.
actually, Bria,
It's bullshit.
Okay,
It's
so
black
now they're gonna
people.
bring her back on
It's
the show.
black people who are like playing with on national television. Oh, he put the hands. He was trying to put the hand. She was trying to put the hands on her. Oh, she has to go. It's violence. Bullshit.
It
But go
became
ahead.
that. But Sheila, you can imagine how mad Mariah was to see the
Oh, yeah.
dog's towels mixed in with the face towels.
Yeah,
You
Oh
can
I
shit.
can.
imagine.
Yeah,
Everything you
really.
think will happen once
Mhm,
that commingling of the laundry,
mhm,
everything that you would imagine that you would do,
mhm.
Mariah
Yeah.
did. And they
Okay.
ain't like any of that. They wasn't ready for any of that smoke. And then
Mm.
on top of that, I don't believe that Bria grew up the way we grew up. So she was like, I don't
She
see what the
never
big
did.
deal is. Oh no, Ma, it's a big deal.
Yeah. I still don't understand it. Because first of all, Brie is not. She's not a beautiful girl. Oh, did I say that? She's a beautiful girl, but
Wait, Mar, you think it's okay for the dog laundry to be
I
in
think
with the
Mod is trying
family
to tell you
members?
it wouldn't be no dog in her house.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm real good with that. I just want to make sure
listen,
if she had one, she wouldn't
I was like,
separate the line.
when I met my husband and we were in New York City and we were walking around and we were seeing all these homeless people, and my husband is like, before we get any dog, we have to make sure all these homeless people have been fed.
I'm not dealing with you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a dog. I just think her whole attitude, Bria's whole attitude, I thought last season
God,
was just presumptuous. Because to me, I'm not going to bring my dog any place and not tell nobody and just show up with a
Thank
dog.
you.
Like I have, my dog is
Mm.
bigger, so I couldn't do it
And then
anyway.
guess what,
But
Erica, not only are you not coming with a little dog, you're also and you have a white boyfriend from Germany.
Girl, don't.
okay, so we'll get back to that later. But the thing, so that was the big thing last season.
Okay.
Basically, so to me, the whole issue, and I guess I don't know, do you guys want to talk about it now? The issue really
No,
is
let's do
Bria-
order. I like order.
yeah.
So-
So why don't we just talk about it when we get to the issue of guests, because that
Okay.
was the whole thing
Okay.
last season, and I think it's going to be a thing this season. So, but let's go through the.
Come on, Goody, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
I feel bad
Madam.
for Nick because I feel like Jordan was being extra. I don't think Does Nick find her attractive? Yes. But after the way she acted last season she was mad that men were attracted to her. After the way she acted last season, I don't think he would have made any plays towards her. After they spent so much time hanging out with each other over the summer, going to Jamaica and everything, I really think he thought that he was friends with her. And I really believe that Summer only said something because Jordan said something, kind of like a Mrs. Me Too. So I felt bad for Nick. And on top of that, you can tell that he at least wants to be a gentleman. He wants to
was
be
like,
a gentleman.
I thought that I'm very close to you guys. If you're very uncomfortable, why didn't you come to me and tell me, yo?
Well, he wants to be perceived as a gentleman. And for them to talk to other people and have somebody else come to him is like, okay, now there's gossip going on around. There's gossip about me, and this is on TV. He looked so embarrassed. And furthermore, they did not stand firm. The way that they related to him is not the way they told Preston.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to talk to you about that. I said, if I have an issue with Goody, I don't want Erica telling me, Goody was telling me that you have an issue with her. I know Goody can come to me and tell me exactly what she feels. Why isn't it Goody coming to tell me, because I have this relationship with her, why isn't she able to come and tell me exactly how she feels? Why do you have to wait until the cameras are rolling for me to now to also, because first of all, I did not, that's one thing. Number two, I didn't understand why she's calling her dad about, I have, my hair is losing and I have this company.
Man. Come on, man. Okay, so Sheila, what are your thoughts on the issue with Nick? And I don't wait a minute before I leave.
In many ways.
I don't think his girlfriend has anything to do. Is he a little handsy for camera? Yeah, his girlfriend knows who she's dealing with.
Exactly. I do believe that, Goody, and I do think he's real handsy. But I think they know him, and I think if he was on last season, they know he's touchy.
He was.
He probably is like that when he drinks, even more.
And he came, and the girlfriend came at the last episode. And joined everybody, and everybody met her.
Right.
No, but they tried to snitch him out, and the girlfriend was looking at them like, "Nah, I'm good."
Okay, I am comfortable with who I am.
I mean, she know a man, but I do think I think Nick is like that, and I think the ladies know that, and I think the way they played Preston was not right because they made it like, such a big deal, and then when Preston goes and talks to Nick, and Nick is all, oh my God, I don't want to offend anybody. It's not like that, blah, 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 blah. And the girl's like, oh no, what are you talking about?
What I can appreciate is the fact that he went direct. He heard what was said and immediately went to address it.
Exactly.
I think that the girl who is losing her hair, Jordan, she's not only in this part of Bravo, she was already in something else on Bravo. I think there was another summer house and she was part of it. But in that summer house that she was part of, she was very vibrant. She was, ready to mingle. She's like, oh my gosh, I want to mingle. I want to have sex. I want to do this. But when you come to these Black people, you're like, why I don't need to have this. She acts like,
it's also very possible that these are not the kind of
men. Bullshit. Goody.
Huh? They may be just not. Maybe she. Look, my little sister has never ever.
Then tell me you're not checking for Black people.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you that my little sister has never, ever, 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 and we grew up in the Bronx, ever dated a Black man. She didn't find them attractive. She's shaped, like a ruler with big.
So why is she in this group? Why is
she's friends with them, but that doesn't mean she wants them to be attracted.
This is specifically for Black people, Black love, Black heritage, Black culture.
No, she didn't come there for Black love. She came there for Black excellence.
She got no Black excellence though.
Wait. So she doesn't like to deal with Black people, but she was
Black
No,
Sheila.
she's good with black people, but I don't think she's
Not
attracted to
like
black
that.
men.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
think she's
but how
attracted
can
to
you
black.
be good with people and then you still judge the people that you're good with, meaning that the men aren't good enough for you, the black men aren't
She
good
never
enough
said
for
they
you.
weren't good enough. They just not.
Well,
She
you
has a
don't deal with them.
preference,
How about that? You don't prefer them.
and I don't even
But
know that she has a preference. I heard that she was on a different summer house. The other summer
She
houses
was.
aren't my thing.
We watched it. I watched it.
The other summer
She
houses
was.
aren't my thing because, like, I'm
Yeah.
not.
In
It's
fact,
not
in
my
the other
thing.
summer house, it's like she was craving, like she wanted everybody to acknowledge her, and nobody was giving a damn about her. This is the thing with the black
Erica,
people. You know,
what are your thoughts on
Erica, go ahead.
You did share your thoughts, but do you have any more to add to the way Nick addressed it heads on
No.
and how they did not really give the same energy to Nick directly?
Yeah, I kind of thought, I don't know if that's production or whatever. Yeah, I was just like, okay, well, at least they got over with it. Because to me, I felt like really it was just a way for production to side eye or sideline their way into they think Nick's relationship is having problems. Because I'm like, to me, I feel like he is a bit handsy, but
Mhm.
especially for them, they're not the most conservative chicks. So I'm kind of like, really, is this a thing? Y'all twerking your booties in his face, but now it's a thing if he like whatever
yeah,
pats you on the back. So
right.
I feel like this was just sort of an excuse for them to be like, oh, if he's all flirty with us, kind of like they were last season. He couldn't have a girlfriend, or the girlfriend, relationship is messed up. I don't know if
Mhm.
they're really like, oh, don't touch me when you're drunk. I think they're more like, well, if you're patting me on the back or on the booty or whatever you're doing, that means your relationship must not be good, which is what Preston also said too. And I'm kind of like, I don't think that's the case, but
Feel like they're applying their personal principles to his
On him.
relationship.
I agree.
and I'm not even sure if
How
it's
do
their
you?
personal principles because Summer is kind of like, they're all kind of a little free. So to me, I'm
Right.
like, okay, why all of a sudden when it comes to Nick, now y'all ultra conservative, but a minute ago, y'all clapping your booty cheeks. So
What
I'm
about this
confused.
though? I hadn't thought about this until you said when it comes to Nick. What about the idea that none of the men in the house are really giving them that I'm attracted to you energy anymore?
Oh,
Alex
I
is
was
over
so
summer.
mad. I was
Alex
more
is
so
over
mad with
summer.
Alex.
What
I was
one
so
second.
mad with Alex.
Alex is over summer. Alex is not the type
Not Summer,
who
but
he's
the
not
new
even
girl.
gonna give
He's
Jordan
thirsty.
The
that
new girl.
energy anymore
The new
because of
girl.
that meltdown she had last time. And every 5 minutes, Amir's letting you know he
Goody.
has a girlfriend and he don't
What
care.
about the new
Nick
girl?
is
The
the
new girl.
only. Well, I mean, Noelle, she doesn't really, they'll give her the energy, but Nick is the only male who was in that house who was going to give anybody the flirty vibes. And that was the only opportunity they were going to have to be like, he's on my body. Now, if you speak slang, he's on my body isn't really uh too so much, oh, he keep touching me. That's not what they were saying. He's on my body is like, yo, he's sweating me. Why he sweating me like that? Don't he got a girl? He acting like he want to get with me. It's not just he on my body. It's, dang, why he sweating me? Oh, he all over me because, but not necessarily, you're touching me and you're a creep. That's not what they were saying. It was kind of like, why he giving me this energy when he got a girl?
I think we really have, like I just said, people have misinterpreted. Remember, I am as African as you can get. All right. And when I met this woman and she's talking, oh my God, you're so touchy. Are you lesbian? I'm like, sis, sis, sis. I will be going to my ancestors, uprooting the roots of the tree. What?
Listen,
What? What did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? You know, so it depends on how you're carrying out yourself. I am very, I give hugs. I do like this when I'm celebrating a moment,
yeah,
and I feel like that's
you was on her body. You was on her body.
Sis. First of all,
You was on her
first
body.
of all, I was just doing like that on her
I know what
thighs.
you saying.
You
But
understand?
if that was Jordan, she would have been like,
If
damn,
anything-
Rod is on my body. You all over.
Goody. You know, my ancestors will be turning in
They
the
would be like,
grave.
yo, I don't even know. Do you think she's a lesbian? She on my body.
Girl,
Mark, you was all in her personal
Ah.
space, huh?
Yeah. And that was the takeaway, that Nick would give people their personal space.
what?
So
Mara
then Nick
was all
goes
up in there.
downstairs.
Mara was like, "Hey, girl."
Nick goes
Slapping her,
downstairs and he
hitting her.
lets Preston
Look.
know.
She was being Nick with all the hands, feel it popping and hitting her. Hey,
Oh
girl.
my God.
That's what, yo, Mod,
Slapping her.
that's what you get. That's what you get. Because that's what you get. I will tell
You
you
know,
why that's what you
I
get.
was so ashamed. I was
Offline.
so ashamed. I could
Yep.
not even talk to
But
my
that's what
husband
you
about
get,
it.
Mod. Because that's what you get. When I get a chance to tell you why that's what you get, I'm gonna have a good time telling you that why that's what you get.
Wait, Goody. So you were gonna tell me this when I met you in New York City.
What happened?
When I met you in New York City, were you gonna tell me this? Did I approach you like I wanted your coochie?
Ew, no. You didn't touch me that much either. I told you I have boundaries. Sis. You didn't just touch me. I don't even have energy that invites people to touch me like that.
No, but I gave you a hug. And
That's
you know,
customary.
when I'm enjoying my moment, I'm like, oh my God.
I've trained
Grab my
myself to accept hugs from people I care for. I've trained myself. Like, I'm not a complete weirdo. I know how to act normal.
She really caught me off guard. She's like, oh my gosh, I thought, you know, I told her to go pick up my son. She's like, my husband is at work. She's like, oh my gosh, I did not know you're married.
Married?
You
Because
know, the way you keep
on my
touching me,
body.
I thought you were some type of, I'm like, what? What? What did you
I'm
say?
gonna tell you why that happened to you.
Wait.
But let's progress. Nick goes downstairs and he tells Preston, you know, I spoke to them. They, you know, they told me I wasn't a creep, but you know, now I'm gonna just give them their personal space. When he goes downstairs, Shanice goes upstairs and she calls her mom on the phone.
Yes.
Did you expect Shanice's mom to be what
White?
Shanice's mom was?
To be white?
No, not white. Not just white. Like, I didn't realize that she was biracial, but
Are you kidding me? Goody.
Goody, come on now.
What do you mean? Come on now.
I mean,
I
come
know
on now.
Erica.
She
I know
definitely
Erica has some
seems
type of white-
biracial. Not only does she seem biracial, she definitely seems like a biracial who was raised by a white mama.
Yes, ma'am.
That much, yes.
Somebody give
agree
you.
with
Somebody
you.
say amen.
I have
I
gotten to the
agree.
point in this
Oh
life
my
where I
gosh,
can
Goody.
see, you know, just looking at her on face value. I didn't realize that her mom was white. Like, I didn't realize
I wouldn't even say.
she didn't look biracial to me because she just looked like a
Goody.
black woman.
What?
I mean, I know that there are light skinned women or whatever, but I
Mhm.
thought she was
No.
biracial, and also just the way she acted. I always thought she was biracial from day one. And
I hadn't
that
given
was
it
like
any thought.
80% like her mama's
Because-
probably white.
Okay. Because there is
see,
no mamas. There is
I
no
hadn't
black
given it
mama
thought.
who is gonna appreciate your ass coming on national television. You're naked on national television. What are we doing?
Yeah. I
What are we
agree.
doing?
Listen,
How
my
did I
mama
raise
wouldn't
you?
have wanted me
carries
on this.
herself
You're the
like
only
she
one
has
who's
some-
showing your titties.
She has some deeper sort of kind of like a mirror. She has that sort of
Okay.
I'm not sure about who I am going on with her. She
Yeah,
just gives that
but
vibe.
unlike
like,
Amir,
very much.
Correct.
unlike Amir, she seems to, even though she's very out there, she's extremely girls gone wild. She seems to have seen Love and Basketball. You know, she seems to have her hand on the pulse of the culture.
Goody, who are you talking about?
Shanice,
Shanice.
she doesn't
I mean, I
seem
think
so
Shanice
out of
is
place.
I think she
desperate.
identifies as
Shanice
black.
is very desperate. Shanice is disgusting. Okay.
You know what,
you can't
Mod?
come over on national
I
television
think I'm
talking
gonna
to
ask
us
you to
about
extend some
sex.
grace, Mod, and this is why I'm gonna ask you to extend grace. When you take these very hard nosed, approaches and your opinion gets so hard nosed, you end up in a position, because we had a very hard nosed
Yeah, yeah,
discussion about
yeah,
homosexuality,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
next
yeah.
thing you know, somebody thought you was what, a homosexual. Right.
Oh my
So
gosh, Goody. Don't say that. Goody, please. Jesus Christ.
let's
Somebody.
not be, I'm
Goody,
not
don't
gonna
say
say
that
she's
about
disgusting,
me
I'm gonna say
because
she
I'll be
was
going to my
raised in
ancestors.
she was raised by a mother who was clearly
Shit!
down to the Woodstock.
Go ahead.
Thoughts on her mother's opinion, where her mom also seems to have her hand on the pulse of the culture, because her mom was like, yo, what Summer said, a word, Summer thinking, yo, why you ain't punch her face though? Like, her mom was about it.
Yeah.
Her
Mama was
mom
like,
was
she's a
like,
bitch. She's a bitch. Yeah.
her mom wasn't wrong. Summer needed to be dealt with, but
No, but Goody, please don't put that equation to like.
I mean, sit with it for a second, Mod. If you sit with it, you're gonna see how God will put you in the shoes.
I
God
mean,
will put you in the shoes.
I think so. Here's the thing. I do think that Shanice is very girls gone wild or whatever, but I think what's scary to me when I see Shanice, I see someone who is putting on a front because she has deeper troubles, and some of it may stem from this white mother but identifying as black and all this other
Mhm.
stuff, and she's definitely a gorgeous beautiful girl, but she clearly
Very.
seems troubled, and the way
Yes,
she
yes.
drinks and stuff, it's like, to me it's like, if you could get naked sober, then okay. But if you need to take all these shots to start taking your clothes off, then you know it's something deeper going on with you. And that's the
Oh,
thing with her that to me seems troubling. I don't feel like, because if you're just free with your body, and because to me, Summer seems a little bit loose, but she seemed like it's a choice. But Shanice definitely seems like she's troubled to me.
everything is about her vagina.
To me,
Even with the
but
prayer.
it seems like it's coming from a troubled place. It doesn't seem like, ooh, I just want to be out here. It seems like she's, because to me, the way she cried so much because the girl said you
Yeah.
dressed poorly, I'm like, it's something deeper going on with her. And I thought that last season too. I was like,
Do you
she's not a
do you think she
natural,
could
oh, I just want to be a freak. It's something deep, which some people
do
become
you
this
think
way
it
because
could
of
be
trauma.
do you think it could be like an identity crisis, meaning
Maybe even daddy issues.
she's not accepted by blacks, and she's not accepted by the whites, and she's just in the middle, and she has an identity crisis, like
I
she
I
don't know
definitely,
where
I
she fits
definitely
in.
think that could
She
be
doesn't know
some
where
of
she
it. I
fits in.
definitely have thought that that was some of it for sure.
Mhm.
I'd
Like that's
wonder if
why I
she
was
has
like,
daddy issues.
because a lot of times when
Yeah.
you have that white mother
Mhm.
and your
Mhm.
black father isn't around, but you trying to
Right.
be the upper echelon of the blacks because you're the biracial and all this other stuff, that messes with those people's heads a lot
Yeah.
of the time.
Erica, is your mom white?
No, both of my parents are black.
Really?
Yes.
And my
Oh,
granddad was white.
I mean, yeah, like I think I have grandparents who were white or whatever, but not directly. Like both of my parents, my mom is about my same color. My dad is a little bit browner or whatever. But yeah, so I can definitely see there's a definite range of people in America for sure. So you can't always tell
Mhm.
someone is biracial just
Biracial.
by the texture of their hair. But to be honest,
mm.
I would say her attitude made me think she was biracial. I thought
Yeah,
it from
she
jump because
definitely
I
gives
was
me that.
like,
She gives that energy.
it's something
Mm.
about her energy seems like she's confused about who she is.
And she
Where
seems
like if
fatherless for sure. I feel like it's a lot of daddy issues, a
yeah,
desire to be desired. Um, if she went to school in a place where she was not as pale as the other people at the school, I'm sure. Okay, as an example, this is going to be off for just a second. I read Gabrielle's Union's first book, and she said when she was younger, she was in a predominantly white neighborhood. And when
Mhm.
the kids would play, they play Days of Our Lives, right? Which is a soap opera. And they would make her be Abe. Now, the thing about Abe was she could have been anybody, but Abe was a black man. So they would make her be the black man on the show, right?
Mm.
And everybody else, the girls got to be girls and everybody else got to be whoever. But she had, because Abe was the only black person, she could have been anybody. None of them were really the people, but they made her be the black men. So if Shanice was dealing with similar issues when she went to school, it would make sense that she wants to be, look at me, because Gabrielle Union said that the way she grew up made her, put her in a position where she was always trying to be the best looking woman in the room, right? So
Yeah, and I think with Shanice, we would just need more information because I feel like either way it went, since she was raised by a white mother and not a black
Yeah.
mother, you
Yeah.
do see a lot of trouble. So it's like, is she accepted by the white family, and is her black family around? If the parents aren't together, whether the mother lived in a white neighborhood or in a black neighborhood, she still was going to have some adjustment issues if she doesn't have both sides of her family behind her. And I just feel like either way, like absolutely, because I went to school with a lot of white people, so that can be very traumatic. But I have heard of biracial children, especially if the white parent is living in the hood, that also has trauma for them too. So I feel like, and then just listen to her mother talk, I'm like, oh, okay, I know you've been traumatized, because she don't sound like she chose the upper echelon of black men either. So just the way she was telling her to go ahead and get naked, I was like, okay, see, yeah, now we know.
Right?
But I guess hopefully we see Shanice will be there the full time this season. So
Are
if
you
she
are you
does-
guys excited about what the heck, Sheila?
Don't put me
Sheila,
on
what
that
the
shit.
heck are you doing?
Put me down, Ma, till I can look. Stop my camera. I'm sorry, because I look amen.
what's happening?
But
Sorry,
what do
lady.
you guys think about, the next episode where they're gonna invite, they talk about the guest who's gonna be invited, who's
Wait a
who's
minute,
not
we
gonna
got a
be.
whole bunch to get into in this episode, because now there's that
Oh, go ahead.
Alex, Noel, and Summer dynamic.
Okay, so keep it going. Let's keep it moving.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
So Noel, last episode, Noel, I don't know how she did not realize that Summer and Alex had hooked up, but she found that out last episode. Even though, like, hilariously, have y'all ever watched there's a movie, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, or something with Sarah Marshall?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. I know what you're talking about,
Oh,
but I don't.
I've not seen that.
there
What
was a
that?
whole song, like a really weird song called Inside of You, Inside of You. I'll send it to y'all. So that was ridiculous in the last episodes. But now Noelle knows that Summer has slept with Alex.
Right.
I wasn't here last week. What are the thoughts on Alex's feelings about Summer?
Okay, so what I thought last episode, that he seemed to be a little interested in getting to know her. Okay.
Oh no, not this one. So the one that he already slept with, not the one he wanted to sleep with.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Okay, sorry.
So Summer, what are your thoughts on how he feels about Summer?
I feel like he has already tasted the goods, and there's nothing else there is. I think he feels like he's a very good looking guy, and all the girls are coming for him and wants him, and so he has this kind of an ego. That's why even in the next episode, he is like, "Oh, I'm not ready to rush. I'm not ready to rush, brother. You are almost in your 40s. I need you to rush into making a decision.
He's
Who it is that you
34.
want to settle down with."
He's 34. What I
That's
think,
old enough. I was
I
done
think Alex,
giving birth. I was done giving birth by
but that's
32.
you. I'm 49. You can't even slow me down. You can't slow me down. I had my child I'm dating.
But Goody, you have your child, right?
I'm Alex.
Let's have this.
I'm
Let's have
just
this
like Alex.
conversation. Let's have this conversation. Wouldn't you want your son to know what it is that he wants to deal with at the age of 34? Like, I know, don't you want your son to know what it is that he wants in life around that time when he wants, you know what, it's about time to settle down,
I want my son to be successful. I
right?
think
Okay.
this could be a whole other episode, but I believe that when women get in relationship, and you're not gonna like this, mod, being in relationship, because I was in relationship for 16 years before I got out, um, deterred or detoured my career goals, because
Okay.
when you are putting
Yeah.
being a wife slash mother ahead of everything else, the back
Mm-hmm.
seat. So right now, 49, I'm chasing the bag. But that's me. With regard to Alex, I will say I think he was it was weird of Summer to be taking pictures of him on the low and sneaking them to Jordan. Even if she wanted to tell her good Judy's what was going on, it would have been best, in my opinion, if she kept that outside of their friend circle. When you are sneaky linking within the friend circle, it goes without saying that I don't want everybody in our business, because by the time we go to film again, it's going to get messy. And what happened? They went back to film. She got everybody in the business, and it's semi messy. So
You and I have boys. We have sons we are raising.
mhm.
What age is appropriate for you as a mother to think that I would expect my son, I have instilled these principles in my son, to figure out what he wants in life, and so I would expect him to bring me a girl, whether
My
he's
son's
gay.
27, and
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that he's gonna marry his girlfriend that he has now, and I'm okay with that.
but what age what age though? Goody.
When he turned 26, like, though, it's not the age, it's the level of maturity. Uh,
I
I
feel
think
like his
everyone.
age. I feel
No,
like his
no,
age
no,
to
no,
me.
no. It's not an age, because I will tell you the truth. 2 years ago, if my son came to me and told me he was serious about somebody, I would have said, son, you need to live more life. I need to see a little more maturity in you before I could get behind that. But it's not something I ever had to say to him. Um, what I have said to him was be happy. What I have said to him is focus on your goals. But a part of that goal, yeah, if you can settle that, a successful man has a wife.
Exactly.
Sheila, you have a daughter.
I have a
I have a
son too.
daughter. And you have a son, but your firstborn is a daughter, correct?
My first is a son.
How old is he?
My son is in his 30s.
Do you expect him to be mature? Because Alex is in his 30s.
34.
He's 34 actually.
Okay.
Do you expect him to still try to figure out, my last relationship, I really ran into the relationship, and so now I'm just trying to take my time to figure out things? I call that bullshit.
I think if
You
you
have
get
a
married
job.
prematurely, you're going to get divorced. Now, you got to remember, Mod, our children, they're not coming up in the same time that you came up in.
Correct.
Exactly, Mark.
Correct. Correct.
So,
They are
like,
they're very
my good
immature.
parenting, our good parenting, like, I had to grow up far before I was working from the age of 13, right? So there's a level of maturity I had to bring, and I was a mother by the time I was 22. So there's a level of maturity that if I was raising my child correctly, he's not going to be there. So my son has had a childhood, a great childhood. I won't know if his childhood was bad until he starts telling me, when he starts telling his children, oh, when I was young, I couldn't do this. And when I was young, I didn't have that. But if you ask me today, He had a great childhood, and it was an extended childhood. The things he's able to do now freely and with joy and bliss and without responsibility, I celebrate it. And that's my intention for him. My intention for him isn't that he would be 34 trying to figure out how to feed 3 kids. Right? My intention for him is that
Wait,
he
Alex has
solidify his
3 kids.
career, which he's doing. And by the time he gets married, he solidified his career. He still lives here, but he has his money for his down payment on his home. He has his car. He has his lady. When they decide to marry,
Right.
they will be able to go into what they now.
100%. I agree with that. 100%. I do.
Now, his dad is ready to buy him a house in the Carolinas, iron foot. Right? I would hate for that to happen because I'm not moving to the Carolinas. But all of that, we didn't have that. We provide that. And in providing that, there's a level of maturity our children do not have yet. And I have to believe that it's the same for Alex's parents. When you put your children to a certain level, they're not expected to do what we were doing at their age. They're
Okay, but can we back up? Does Alex have 3 children?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
He has no children.
He has no children. He is living his young. I'm trying to figure it out. The worst thing he could do is marry somebody and still be out there doing whatever he felt like doing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So if that means single at 34 and letting these he has not tricked any of these women. He has been, to his credit, people call him all kinds of names.
The women want him.
Boy. But to his credit, he has been very upfront with each. He told Summer what it was. And she tried to tell him what it was. And he was like, no, it ain't that. That ain't what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't take pictures without my knowledge and send them to people that it's without my knowledge.
That was creepy. Your thoughts on that, Erica?
Mm-hmm. The last season, Sheila, the girl was sending pictures of Alex, and then Alex was not even aware of that.
Wow.
Erica, what are your thoughts
So
on
she fell for him quick.
on the Alex Summer thing?
Well, we discussed this a little bit or a lot last week. So I think part of the issue is that sort of in Black culture, there's not a pressure to get married like white people do. So I think like white business people that are successful, you will get the side eye if you're like in your mid 30s and you're not married yet. True. But that's not a thing in our culture. So people, you can do how you want it, or it's not a thing at this point. I'll say it like that. So he, and I think he wants to keep all his business on the low. And he didn't like Summer kind of basically wanting to brag to the group that she got him. And she thought it was more than what it was, which is interesting because I think, to me, I feel like Noelle probably didn't think she was sleeping with Alex because she was coming over there sleeping with Noelle's roommate. So that's how they met. So that's why she didn't assume that you're going to tell me about this hot guy that I see at the club. I'm not going to assume that you were banging him since when you come to town, you banging my roommate. So that's probably what she was thinking, with her, from her Southern thoughts. So I wasn't surprised that she didn't know. And then Summer was kind of like, why do I need to tell you? So that's what I'm saying. Summer is pretty free with her sexuality. So I'm not sure why she felt the need to stake such high claims on Alex so early on. So either she fell quick or she just wanted to show the other people, or specifically Jordan and the other women, like, I got them, So I don't think he liked that. And, if he's not ready to settle, or he wants to still kind of be free to do what he wants to do, then better let him do it than get your feelings hurt.
What I think is interesting is how Summer is trying to convince other people that she's not in her feelings behind him, but she's in her feelings behind him. I don't know why she would tell Noel to pursue him, because every time she sees Noel even go near him, her head is spinning around like The Exorcist.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Goody. I don't understand these young girls. If she is at Noel's house seeing her roommate, why would you even share about your sneaky link that you still really like? You understand? Like, why are you telling another girl about putting another woman on to somebody that you care about? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand. It's
She cares more
immaturity,
than
if you
she's
ask
saying.
me. Huh?
She cares more than she is saying.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to play it. To me, I don't understand why it almost seems like she's testing Noel's friendship. And I'm like, you just became friends with Noel, so she really don't have no allegiance to you.
She sure
Although
does.
Noel is showing character so far, right? Because
Mhm.
Summer's like, do what you want to do. We free, we free. Meanwhile, giving you a crazy side eye every time you talk to Alex.
But
So
as Noelle, you don't think she should be side eyeing Summer? Because I know I would be side eyeing Summer.
She
I'd be
is.
like,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't
she
feel no
is, but I
loyalty for
appreciate.
Summer. If I was Noelle, I'd have my fun and do what I want to do.
Well, the thing, I mean, I think Noelle is cautious because even though Summer says it's okay, she can see Summer acting in kind of way. So I feel like that's why Noelle's sort of like, I mean, and a lot of people, like even Shanice, a lot of people are like, okay, if you slept with my friend, I'm not going to sleep with you. Like that is a basic girl code
Yeah.
Girl
like
code.
thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
What I think is interesting is Summer is like so duplicitous. Like, girl, go ahead. And then in the confessional, I don't even know why she trying to pursue
Yeah.
somebody I hooked up with. Wait, what? Because you told her it was okay.
and
Yes.
also I'm not clear really like well, we'll talk about when we get to the invitations because it's like how are people getting
Let's
into the
talk about
house?
that. Let's talk about
Yeah,
invitations.
let's talk about the invitations. So to me, Summer invited the girl. So I'm like, how
Mhm.
tight were you all? So to me, I feel like she had to say something about Alex because Alex is the only one at this point in the house that's available. So you know he's gonna have an eye out, and this girl is really attractive. And she,
Now I do
given that
understand
he
that
liked
why.
Summer, she probably knew, like, okay, Alex is gonna try to push up on her anyway. Like that's obvious. So, or it might be something there. So to me, she should have just been upfront, like,
I
and
do
told her the
understand
short
why
story.
everybody was like, you know what? I'm not gonna have this guy Phil come over next time. I just did not understand why everybody was having an issue with what's her name, Miriam? Miriam?
Mariah?
What's her name? Mariah. I did not get it. You know, it was not issue. It was about the dog. I don't understand why Americans like you put so much value on the dog than human beings.
No,
I
they did. They had
digress.
an issue. No. Everybody liked Mariah except for Bria because she was the one who almost fought her. But everybody doesn't like Phil because they think Phil is ghetto. To me, in my opinion.
Right. No, he's
So,
ghetto. But
so
can we allow Maria to come back?
There's something wrong with Phil. 'Cause they hate
So
it.
the thing
Sheila.
about Phil,
Wait,
Yeah,
go ahead,
what's up
Sheila.
with
Say
Phil?
something, Sheila.
wait, what'd you say,
What's
Sheila?
going
We
on
didn't
with
hear you.
Phil? No. I just said I can tell something happened with Phil because they seem like they can't stand him.
well,
You know, so I
Girl.
said I don't know what happened with Phil, but it
Erica,
seemed
can you
like they
tell
were
her what
generally
can you tell
conservative.
her
They
what
just couldn't
happened?
stand him.
From
Child,
what I
God.
recall, Phil was just really hood.
You
So
recall?
when
Did you
Phil
see him?
and let me finish. So he was real hood when he came in there and stuff. So like I
Okay.
think there was an issue with the rooms. And because Nick or somebody else had the better room and they weren't there or something, he took a dunk in the boys' toilet to be funny and didn't flush it. And then when they came and they were like, "Oh, that's so nasty," this, he kind of like he's hood. He's like, "It is what it is." And then I think also because of his gruffness, he made a couple comments that Preston felt like triggered by from back
Yeah,
in
because he was
his
gay.
early days
Because
of
he was
coming out.
gay.
His early days of coming out. So that's why
Mhm.
he didn't like him. But I think at some point when he doubled down on I didn't flush the toilet. You gonna have to go up there and flush it, B. Basically was his attitude. And they were kind of like, what? And then I don't know if they were gonna come to blows, but Phil is definitely somebody who was like, if you want to bring it, bring it. That was his attitude.
He tried to fight Amir.
Oh,
Yes.
right. So now why did he fight Amir? I don't even remember.
He wanted
Because
to
they
fight
were trying
Amir
to kick him
because
out.
he was
No?
talking crazy to Jordan, and Amir was like, "Yo, whoa, slow down." And he was like, "What you gonna do about it, short stuff?" And Amir was like, "Yo, test me and see what I'll do about it, big fella."
So yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like both of the people from last year. I was like, y'all could have squashed this, but they got kicked out. So you know.
I think that he did too much. He did too much, whether it comes to people, gay people. Okay, so you attacked a gay guy, black gay guy, all right, and then you are very ridiculous going to the bathrooms and pooping and
Crap.
not flushing, and you think that's cute. That, first of all, that's not cute. Okay,
He lacked
and then
decorum.
exactly. And so somebody tells you, yo, that's not cute. Apologize. You don't apologize. And then now you want to come back and meet them. And then guess what? The last phone call you had, your friend told you, do you want to apologize to those people? You said, I'm not apologizing to anybody.
Okay, but this is my thing with regard to the invitations, because Erica, you're trying to figure out how do you get in the house. I think
Well,
when
not so much
Silas
that,
wasn't coming, I
I
think
think-
when they realized Silas got deployed, they kind of did that casting thing where they know they want a certain amount of people to be in the house. And maybe production thought it would be cool to throw another person in. I believe that probably Summer was like, "Oh, I know a girl," and Alex probably vouched for her, like, "Yeah, I see her moving around, and she's a good." I think that they're cast after a certain stage, like after that first set. I think they're casted into the house, kind of like Love and Marriage Huntsville, how Melody and Martell were bringing people that could be potential fits for the show. I think that's how people are getting into the house.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess my point really is in terms of it was sort of like out there, right? Because to me, I feel like this whole issue of who's coming in and who's coming out every season is one of the major sort of storylines. So the whole reason, Sheila, for example, that we have Summer is because we kicked out Mariah, right? So they replaced her with Summer, right? Summer was a replacement. And then when they kicked out Phil, they replaced him with this other guy, Jason, who's not there on this season. So
but he probably was like, I have a child, I'm not coming back.
And then also, and then also the thing was last season, which will probably come up later in this season, was if you're in the house and you invite guests, like, are we voting on everybody? And then some people, like Bria invited her boyfriend, and I think he's coming, Simon or whatever later, right? And so some people have relationships and they're bringing people, into the house. How long can they stay? Like, to me, but at the end of the day, if Jasmine and Silas are like the founders, just like with any of these reality shows, like who can really get you cut? You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jasmine kind of invited Mariah like last year, but she made up, she made it up. So basically she coming back, but we'll let Phil genuinely have a vote.
Right. I don't think that there was a choice in if Mariah could come back or not. I think Mariah was coming back regardless, simply because Jasmine needs an ally. She doesn't really have one in the house, especially since Silas is not there. She don't really got any friends in the house. She just got people who she brought together.
But at the end of the day, she's like, yeah, but I'm the one who got us here. So what I say, which is kind of my thing, I think her vote, and if Silas was there, his vote, or whatever we want to call it, has more weight.
I would think that
and everybody else just vote.
Based on that, I don't understand why she lied about buying Mariah the ticket. I would be like, yeah, I brought her the ticket. She says she's sorry and she'll be here.
I mean,
probably won't stay.
I would have said that too. Just, I bought it. and she's
I
coming.
purchased it. I purchased it before you had your ticket. I
Yeah,
purchased her ticket.
yeah.
She was the second person I called when they said that we were going to have a season 2. So yeah, she'll be here.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she. I mean, I guess she wanted it to appear like it was a vote. I'm
She
like, girl, you
definitely
know
wanted to
it
appear.
wasn't a vote. When she was talking about it, you could tell it wasn't a vote. But she's like, well, let's bring it before everybody. And so,
But
I
not
would
for
I have to tell
nothing.
you,
This
go
goes
ahead.
back to Phil being messy and Phil being immature because Phil didn't. She said, "Don't tell anyone." So there was really no need for Phil to say that. There was no. He's not staying in the house. He was only going to see. He's
very,
out
very
there
mature.
for Black Martha's Vineyard the same way as anybody else. Granted, I think they were coming towards the end of the season. The Martha's Vineyard season anyway. Um, but there was no real need for him to say that. He was still going to be out there. He just can't be in the house.
I have to tell you this. I have learned a few things here and there. I have called Goody in the middle of the night, in the early morning of hours, telling her, please, help me, guide me, let me know, how am I supposed to move in certain kind of situations? And you realize this is YouTube streets, people are just weird.
What's happening? Like,
People are just weird. People are just weird. I feel like you just have to. Goody, it's okay. It's out of topic. Um, I feel like you just learn how to, who you are as a person. Are you a blogger? Come over here, talk about the show, talk about other people. Don't get too much into their personal businesses. Then because when you do that, everything changes. That it becomes so personal, and I don't want to be personal in any.
Wait,
I come over here, I call out people. To me, when I do that, it's shade. It's fun shade. I'm not trying to be in anybody's personal business.
So what we're talking about? Are you saying that you got to know who to talk to as it relates to Phil?
Yes, good.
Because Phil had no there was no need for Phil to say what he said. Like absolutely no need for Phil.
I mean, there was no need, but I don't know, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like they were a little extra with both people. So I'm like, you bring Mariah back, bring Phil back. And I feel like,
no,
okay.
no.
And I also think
But no.
if you tell me as Phil that you all are going to take Mariah back, but you ain't taking me, well, just so that you know, here's what happened.
That's why he got
coming.
Erica,
He didn't want y'all to know. So
those are two different situations, though.
No, I know what Erica's saying. Erica's saying, "Oh, so wait a minute." Phil was on it like, "Oh, so wait a minute. Mariah could come back after she pushed that chick in the chest with the dog's clothes."
Yes, because we are Black people, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do with the dogs.
I'm not
don't get me
dealing with her
cancelled.
and the blacks and the dogs. My dog is black, by the way. I have a black poodle. Where you at,
No,
Morris?
don't get her canceled.
Don't get me cancelled.
He's also a Capricorn. He treats me the same way I treat people. I could call him. He'd be looking at me like, "You see I'm busy? You see I'm busy doing nothing?"
Sheila, help me. Help me.
You're gonna get that channel taken all by yourself.
So we get to the club. Well, first of all, are there any? I feel like the house set Noelle up to play herself with Alex. Do we agree?
What?
I feel like Noelle got set up to play herself with Alex.
50,
I don't think she would,
because I think Alex was into her until he saw her eating that cupcake with Hendrix. That's when
he was hella tight.
He was
looking
like,
at her.
she out here being a hoe on the cameras. I'm done. So,
Mind you,
I
I don't
think he
know if he
liked
was
her up
feeling.
until that point. I think he
He
did like
sure
her.
did, Erica. You're right. Alex
I
did like.
feel like I don't know if he thought it was a hoe. I just think he thought the audacity of this woman to be
Just
flirting
talking
with
about the
me.
whole thing, but he was stank. And I
Do you
think
think
that's
that he
when he
did?
was like, okay, maybe let me rethink this.
Do you think he was getting his lick back by talking to the girl in front of her so she could know how he made her, so she could know how she made him feel down to the pool?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was looking crazy when she ate that thing. That whole time, really, when Hendrix and the other guy came, he was looking like, oh wait, I'm not the finest man out here no more. He was just looking
Kendrick
like
was fine though.
he looked like I need to go take a nap. He was looking like I'm done with this pool party.
He looked like I, what is he doing here? I'm supposed to be the hot guy.
Exactly,
Is
exactly. And
John
then
Legend
Noel had
related
the
to
nerve
him?
to flirt with him all in his face.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
girl.
think he thought she had, so it was intentional for him to try to pick up the woman in front of her.
I
And
think
then
so.
his
Yeah.
ego needed to friend zone her.
Yeah. And but I think I don't know, he needed to friend zone her, but then for him to act like when he's telling the guys like, "Oh, she acts like we're together," whatever. She didn't say all of that. Like she just was
I
like,
understood what she was saying. I just wish she didn't say it.
I mean, I think she was bringing her stuff to the table, and I think it made sense because it doesn't make sense if we're interested in each other for us to do this little stuff in front of each other back to back. You know what I
I
mean?
feel
Like
like
to me,
Summer sent her over there to play herself because Summer was like, "You just need to be upfront with him."
I mean, I think it makes sense because now we're playing games. Now we're like, what's she gonna do? Talk to the next guy tomorrow? So I didn't really blame her for it. And then it's like, okay, he said what he said, so now you know. I mean, it's hard, but I didn't think she played herself by saying that because it's like, okay, because she had to say, as we all saw the day before, I flirted in front of you, basically, and you were looking crazy.
I
Now
think the
here I
word
am the
that
next
got
day,
me
I'm
was
looking
when she
crazy.
said, "Because I was acting single yesterday." Oh, we're all single. We're all single. You were not acting when you were flirting with old boy. You were single. He is single. Um, I don't know. There was a better way for her to play that than coming into. I'm attracted to you. He's thinking. Of course, I know you're attracted to me.
Well,
I am
he
Alex.
said, didn't he say that? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, kind of. I know. I've heard it before. He kind of told her. She said it before. I'm not
Because
really
he
sure
changed
why
his
Noelle
tune.
is playing herself like this. I don't know if this is because she's new, right? So
Hmm.
maybe this is her storyline to come in as the little Southern Belle, kind of like the damsel in distress. I mean, I'm just not really sure why she's playing herself because Noelle knows that she's already led him to believe that she likes him. So
This is
lay
what I
off
think
of him.
happened.
I think she should lay off of him and let him
So
come to her.
the dude Kendrick was giving the end. She said the dude Kendrick kind of wants her to chase him. Meanwhile, Alex seemed to be being more intentional about being interested in her. Then she goes to the supermarket with them, and Amir is like, "Oh, he wants to see if you have more than chemistry. He wants to see if you have a connection." So now she thinks that Alex is feeling her probably more than Alex indicated he was feeling her.
Mm.
Even though I think he was feeling her. I feel
I
like
think
they
he
played.
did indicate to the guys he was feeling her in the beginning. But then to me, she should have felt a way when she brought him that meal and he act like it wasn't nothing and didn't ever say thank you. So that should have
Right.
been a heads up to her, like, oh, okay, he's a bit of a
What he
jerk.
said was, "I don't really do tofu like that, but it's the thought." Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And you know who saw? So Summer was, "Oh my god, that's so cringe." Yeah, it wouldn't have been cringe if you didn't really care or wasn't really watching.
Summer was elated because she was like, see, that's why you can have him, because she was happy that he kind of halfway, you know what I'm saying? That was halfway at just really.
So yeah, he, but I do. You're. I do think Noel's one of my favorite people in the house. I like
I like
Noel and I like
Noel as
Preston.
well. That's why I don't want to see her play herself. Not over him.
Well, to me, I feel like she laid it out there. He said what he said. So now if she's just done, she'll be okay. You know, it shouldn't really be no more drama because she's cute enough where okay,
Well,
if
look,
you gonna friend zone me, I'm gonna show you what friends do, boo. And keep it
thank
moving.
you, Erica. I'm like
He's gonna
you.
be in
I'm
his
going to show
feelings.
you. I'm going to fall back. And that's it.
Exactly, because she can show him better. She can tell him because it's like, dude, I just had
Exactly.
somebody last night. I'm trying to do this so we can stop
Mhm.
playing each other if it's something interesting here. But if you trying to say you scared, you this, you that, okay, you know, it's a hot girl summer. Let's keep it moving.
Okay. And I look good.
So I don't think, I mean, I think it was an awkward conversation, but I think it's better than wondering all summer halfway, is he liking me, you know, whatever. It's like, okay, if she, unlike Summer, if she actually moves on, then it ain't no big deal, really. She just said she was interested because he was halfway, he was acting more interested at first, then he's halfway trying to play games and stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna lay it on the line. And mostly because these other people in the house have hyped me up, and I think you're gonna give me a good answer. But nah, you didn't get that. So it's not the end of the world, though. You just met
It's
him.
not.
So, you know.
But I would like to. There's not enough single men in the house for my liking, right? Like, it would be nice. It would have been nice if Phil was in a total turd and he could have really came because Phil was a semi-attractive dude, tall, da da da. He could have brought something to the equation. I would just like to see.
I
I'm
mean,
excited about where this is going.
yeah, and also if they have other engagement, like they like, you know, like when Shanice invited these guys to the party. So it's like, okay, if Noelle can get outside of the confines of the people in that actual house, you know, which I assume they have to, otherwise this is going to be a boring season. So I assume there's going to have to be some sort of interaction with other people to kind of mix it up, right? At least for her, because that's the only way it kind of makes sense. And Jordan seems to be on a whole, I don't know what's going on with her mentally, but between Shanice and Noelle, and honestly, Summer, like everybody's single, so they're gonna have to mix it up, I would assume, because there's really nobody in the house right now is available. So either they got to fly brothers in, or they got to go to the club or something.
Right.
Ain't nobody, yeah. I don't know what the budget it is to fly any brother in for sure. I don't know.
Oh no, when they talking about, so who are the guests coming in? I got something for you. It's about to be some joints coming through here. I'm gonna have some joints coming through here.
Yeah, like the same way Shanice brought those guys. Some, you know, someone else knows some other.
Exactly, to the
selected
two guys that were, yeah.
I think we're gonna have to mix it up like that, because I don't think, even assuming that Alex hadn't slept with Summer, he's still the only guy that's actually available. So what we gonna do all, you know what I'm saying, all the whole
All
season.
season.
So yeah, they got to do a little bit better with that part.
Mhm.
So Jordan and Summer and Shanice. The discussion that escalated at the table where, you know, one, why do we need to have this discussion at the table? But I think Shanice, for the third time, let Summer know, I didn't like the way you said that because you know I'm not working and you know I'm not finna buy fake Louis, Gucci, Fendi. So I thought it was rude of you to do that to a friend. I love that she was able to get that out. But what happened between Jordan and Summer for it to escalate to the point of
In
screaming
the
and
car.
in the
In the
car? Like, what
car.
the hell?
They are very similar. They are very similar. Summer is questioning, why are you calling me out? You're talking to me like I'm raising my voice, yet you're not calling her out. She's raising her voice too. What's the issue?
So Jordan jumped in when when Shanice, no, Jordan jumped in. I think their argument started when they were talking about Mariah coming, and they were trying to
Yes.
bust out Jasmine, right? And so and then Summer was like, it's not that deep, and then they were all like, it is that deep. And sort of George sort of just jumped in that argument, from what I recall, on Jasmine's side, right? Or I don't even remember, what did
Yeah.
Jordan say
She
in there
tried-
that
Summer
kinda
tried
set them
to
off?
defend Jasmine. Jordan jumped in when Shanice and Summer were having their discussion. And Summer they started yelling at each other, and it just went left from there.
Right, but I don't recall what Jordan first said, where Summer was like, wait, what? Because I think Jordan did kind of snap at some point, but it wasn't because I remember,
Was it the Shanice
was it the
who had the
laughing?
best body at the
Because,
table?
because so here a couple things. One is Summer really wasn't, I guess it would be mean, but she wasn't keeping it 100, because when she first said Shanice was the worst dressed, she like tripled down on it several
She was like,
times.
well,
And she was definitely like, I said what I said, the girl dresses horrible. And that's really what she thinks.
But then the next day she was like, do you have a blazer I could borrow? Girl.
Right.
Get out of my
So
room.
it's like, but it's like, you really do think that. And when you watch the edits, like, that's how they played it. So for you to now be like, no, I just now she just, I think, was feeling bad for Shanice, really. But Shanice, she don't think you can dress. Period. I don't care how great she thinks your body is.
But it's not like Shanice be trying to stay. Why am I investing in clothes that I'm not really wearing?
Right, exactly. I'm like, girl, you take your clothes off every minute anyway. So what is you talking about? So even when you had a job, you weren't, she didn't dress bad, but she wasn't like, like basically half the time she's trying to run and get her bathing suit on. So it's like, what do you?
Okay, so this is her then. In other words, that's normally how she acts. Takes her clothes off and have a good time.
Yeah. Like that's how she acted all last season too. But she wasn't last season. She only came on the weekends or something, so she wasn't there as much. But now, like,
who was not?
What'd you say?
Who was?
Shanice only came on the weekends because remember she used to work during the week last season.
Yes.
So we didn't see her like every single day taking her clothes off like we do now. But she was, every day she was there. She was exactly the same. Getting fully naked.
She was naked.
Always showing her, always taking her top off, like every single thing. So I'm like, so for her to be so sensitive, so we never thought she was a great dresser, and for Summer to make that comment. And so then I guess they all were insulted or something when Summer said she has the best body. And then it was like, well, why are you laughing or whatever? And then, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, like I have to go back and watch it. I really wasn't sure what they actually were arguing about, honestly.
Yeah.
But Jordan did kind of snap. And then when Summer snapped back, everyone was kind of like, "Ooh, Summer," like it was Summer's fault. So, and then at that point, I think everybody was crying or whatever. So, I don't know.
I feel like if somebody hits you where it matters most, then you feel some type of way about that, right? Shanice knew she did not have the money to be going out shopping, and so you just lost your job, and somebody's telling you that you're not dressing your best.
I think that's true about Shanice, but I still don't feel like I understand fully the argument between Jordan and Summer. Like I really don't. And then even when they got back in the car to try to talk about it more, I still was like, okay, somebody needs to stop talking so we can understand. I don't even really understand what they're arguing about.
I agree with that.
What about you guys? Sheila, Goody, do you all know? Maybe you all can tell me something.
No, I didn't understand either. So I'll be honest. I thought maybe they've always had tension. So I was just kind of just watching them because I didn't understand why they were fighting. I thought,
like they're kind of newer friends. So I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I feel like it must be something behind it that we haven't seen yet. Because I was like, wait, what? And they're kind of newer friends because Summer was an add-on to the show last season. So it's not like
because
history
Jordan
was
best friends. Jordan was best friends with Jasmine. Okay. All of a sudden, she goes to this other Summer house. Excuse me.
You okay over there?
Holy.
That's your ancestors telling you to put down the vodka, girl.
I cannot.
Shit.
Why don't you mute yourself and take a minute, Maud?
I don't want to hear that disgusting coughing.
Go ahead, guys. Shit.
Ma'am.
Okay, so anyway, get back to what Maud was what Maud was speaking about. Was she referencing their relationship in the past or something?
Well, no. So what she was saying is Jordan and Jasmine were like really tight and they sort of fallen out. But Summer was, I forgot who friend Summer was. Maybe she was Jasmine's friend, I guess. So she invited Summer, but Summer was new, kind of like Noelle is new, right? And
Right,
so
okay.
then after whatever happened between Jordan and Jasmine, Jordan has been kicking it with Summer and Bria or whatever, which you've seen as much as we've seen, because it's just sort of like flashbacks, them talking about it. We didn't see it, you know what I'm saying? Because she just met Summer last season. So
Okay, yeah.
so they've gotten closer in that year that since we've seen them since last summer, but we don't know, that was all off camera. So we don't really know. Like they took a trip together, I think, right before this to Jamaica and stuff.
Yeah, and they're always hanging out together. At first, Jasmine thought it was because she wasn't in New York, but when she got back to New York, they still wasn't calling her to come out.
Yeah, and I think at some point, Summer lives in LA or whatever, so she's not, but she comes to New York a lot, or I don't know if she moved back to New York or something. So, but it was like she was coming to New York and staying with Jordan. You know what I mean? And Jordan is like her new BFF. So I don't think we have enough. Like it's a new friendship, so I'm not clear as to whatever issues they may have. I think it's more than what we saw
issues?
in the episode.
What issues?
Thoughts on Jordan saying that Summer was at her building, like really acting out and kissing up on. I understood what she was saying from the perspective.
I was going to ask you that question, Goody. I was going to ask you because she said, Park Avenue,
they kind of blurred out where she lived. They blurred out.
That's why I asked, like, what does she do now? Because I'm like, girl, how much are you making modeling that you can afford a place on Park Avenue? That's what I wanted to know.
She might have a sugar daddy, but
I
thought they blipped out where she was. This is the thing about that. I totally understand where she's like, I'm the only one. She was like, this is the other summer houses. This ain't Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. You can't be down here twerking and doing all that. You're gonna make me look bad.
But Goody, what street on Park Avenue?
I don't know. They they responsibly blurred out where she lives. But
I don't give a fuck where you live on Park Avenue. Park Avenue. I don't give a fuck where you live on Park Avenue.
Yeah, I would.
It's sat in a brick. It's so busy on that Park Avenue.
This is my thing.
Why is it a privilege?
I don't live on Park Avenue, and don't be in front of my house carrying on and kissing up. Get off of my lawn with this foolishness. I'm calling the cops. You're loitering.
You're loitering. Goody, did you say that?
I did. Don't. I don't want to see it. Keep that. Get a room. Get a room. I am totally the get a room girl. Get a room.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where you live, though. As don't disrespect me, not outside of my apartment, because she acted like,
don't be out here acting all
prestigious place. What?
Don't be out here acting slack and loose, because then the people are gonna think that birds of a feather flock together.
They sure do. They sure do, because you invited her. You know who is in the car. You know who the two people who are in the car. So why are you acting like, oh my gosh, go away, go away? You know who you're dealing with.
I agree.
Okay, Erica, when you can't pick me up, you already know who you're dealing with. You know it's mad. You know I don't do that foolishness. I am not gonna be kissing my husband on the streets, like acting like no, no, brother.
And
I've
y'all
been
know
married
that if
to
I'm in the
yes.
car,
I've
I'm
been
yelling out the
married.
window, get a room. Mommy, Mr. Mod, get a room.
Oh my God, God forbid, God
You don't have
forbid.
any rooms in that house.
You already know I will never do that outside of your house. Okay? So you know what? You know what? You know what? Show me who you are. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. Don't come over here acting like I'm losing my hair. I'm losing my
Faithful.
hair. I'm calling out people who are making out outside of my house. Bullshit.
Faith Ford, as a New Yorker, I don't want to see it. I am calling the cops. I'm definite. If I'm living in the building and I see my neighbors' friends outside acting slack and kissing up on each other, I'm definitely going to give the side eye and be like, I might not call the cops. I'll be, I them girls are so slack. I'm definitely saying it. I'm definitely But that's
And
just
Goody, I'm giving them that old Southern look where you look at you and just kind of do your little nod, shake your little head, keep on walking by, let you know this ain't what's up. This ain't what's happening out here.
And the way she was making it seem, she made it seem like they were really going at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, she did make it seem like there was a lot.
Sounded like there was some fellatio.
No, at that point I felt like, is she jealous?
She said it. She did say it was her favorite bartender.
Exactly. I was like, are you jealous? That I'm receiving all this. You have not
Wait, what she
received
was
it.
receiving, mine?
Cha. You know what I'm saying? Like my husband is gonna
She was receiving the Oh wow.
Exactly. If we get Maud in the car, we know what we got in the car. You right about that, Maud. You said that. So you know what to expect.
Okay, wait a minute. So Faith says New Yorkers don't care. We've seen it all. That's right, Faith. Let the young women be free.
I know that. I was
Yeah, so
telling
let us
Faith.
all be
Oh
free.
nah, I
Okay,
don't want.
let us all be free.
Exactly.
I
I
don't
know
want to
that's
see.
right. I'm like, if I finally find me somebody, whatever, whose ever house we at, that's where we at.
Exactly.
I'll call the cops, Erica. If you
it's
in
been
my
two,
house with all of the kissy face, I'll
and
call the cops and be like,
it's
"Yo,
been too
I
many
don't even know
years.
how they got in here, but please get rid of them."
Thank you. I'm like, it's been too long. It's like, shoot, if I find it, I find it.
Oh,
These dudes ain't even worth kissing on the mouth anymore.
I tell you what.
I can't deny that. That's true. That part is true.
so what we
Kiss
got
these
looking
men on the
forward to
mouth.
next week? So do we have anything to look forward to? Like those two gentlemen that who Jasmine, what was that? The one that she bought, the two gentlemen. Are they gonna be there next week?
I am
don't
excited
know.
about next. I'm
Jasmine.
excited about next week.
What's supposed to happen next week?
Next week we are gonna find out if Phil is coming, or if Phil comes, is the girl is
Mariah.
what's her name? Yeah, if
Mariah.
Mariah is gonna be bringing her into the situation. So I'm
This
excited
is
about that.
this is the thing about Noel and getting out the house.
Noel,
It
yeah.
seems that Phil is going to be down there with his boys. Now that's a way to get out the house. I'd be over Phil house.
Okay.
Phil's gonna have the fellas. But
Okay.
Phil's a wild boy. His friends might also be wild boys because birds of a feather flock together. That's why
Okay.
you can't be down to my house with all that kissy face. Get out of here. Come to my house with the kissy face, and then these men think I'm gonna kiss them on their mouth. No, no.
And then we see more of Alex being like, "Oh, I had a hard relationship or something, right?" He
He
has
had no hard
Bullshit.
relationship. He full of it.
Bullshit.
He full of it.
Bullshit with Alex. Alex is full of bullshit.
What I'm
Yeah.
interested in, because I know that the girlfriends will be visiting. Where
are they gonna sleep? That's what I said the first episode. I was like, they put all the guys. So Amir's gonna have his girlfriend, and Nick is gonna have his girlfriend in these open air bunk beds. Like,
And
no.
furthermore, it seems like a lot of people. It seems like a lot of people sleeping in the same bed together. Like, what's going on?
In fact, I was asking the same thing. I said, "Oh my gosh, the guy
Right?
who's losing her
Why
hair
is Jordan and
Shanique,
Summer in the same
Summer-
bed,
sharing a bed?
and the
sharing
new
a
girl
bed.
got a whole room to herself? Like, girl, we
Yeah,
don't even
I'm
know
not
you.
doing that. As a matter of fact,
Exactly.
no, I'm not doing that. The
She
only
has an
person
extra
that
bed
can get
over
in my
there.
bed
Why
is
are
my
they sharing a
sister.
bed?
Get out of my bed. No.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
And then if there are rooms for everybody, and I was one of the fellas, and I saw that the girls were shacking up with each other, I'd be like, nah, take your stuff. I'm sleeping in this room. If you want to sleep in Jordan's room, I'm gonna sleep in the room designated for you.
Right, exactly. If you guys can share a bed, then you all can be in the bunk bed room. Why do we have to be down there? And when our girlfriend comes, now it's uncomfortable because she in a room with two other dudes. Like, it doesn't even make sense. And then Preston gets his own room. Like, the whole room thing, I don't begin to understand how they
Preston
came
Boot
up with
gonna
that,
pop in too, though.
or why they even chose this house. Like, it's got to be other houses. Like, I'm not sure what this adds to the storyline, because I felt from the beginning like, okay, this is weird. Why did they have the guys all in this open air thing?
This is the
And
kind
they
of trip.
know-
It looked like Giselle planned this trip for Potomac.
right. I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah, why? And two of the girlfriends are coming. Like, why would you even just get another house? Like, that's the part where I'm like, Bravo, what is
I'm
you doing?
confused.
So
I'm confused.
yeah, the girlfriend's coming and having to be in the bunk bed situation is weird. But next,
assume
I
they're
know what I
not
would
gonna
do.
do that. I assume they would just be like, we'll just get a room. Like, I can't imagine
That's
Guess what?
what I would be
Guess
doing. I'd
what?
be
Yeah, me
I
If I
too.
was a
say,
Phil. I'm
girlfriend,
not getting a room. I just say come
but
over.
Sheila,
Not
Sheila, if I was a girlfriend, I don't give a damn. I'm not getting a room outside of the situation. I'm over here. I want an upper bed so I can let you know how we go down. Okay?
ew. No. But what about this? I know next season I would be the first person in that house picking my
Okay.
room. Next season? Yeah.
Okay, so then I can make you
I'm coming.
uncomfortable.
If they say
I'm
we
gonna
check in,
goodie.
huh?
I'm gonna make you uncomfortable. So the next season, you're gonna be like, you know what? We're
Nah.
not messing up with Mad.
No.
Because Mad will be calling all her ancestors.
No,
Okay.
sir. Let me tell you a secret. Next season, if they say we check into the house on Wednesday at 12 p.m., I'm already
I'm coming up on
in Martha's Vineyard.
Tuesday. I'm coming up
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
I'm
You're not
already
about to put me in no open air room for me and my significant other to be banging when everybody goes to sleep.
Nah, but you was just talking about how you get a man, you gonna kiss him in the mouth. Kiss him in the mouth.
But I want to tell you, I want to ask you, this is a question I have for you. What does it matter? We saw what happened last season where people lived in upstairs. We could hear them.
That was kind of gross.
It was gross.
That was disgusting. And now you're gonna put
Sheila,
them all in the same
Sheila,
room together.
Wait a
The
minute.
last episode was
Did we
gross.
talk about Jasmine being pregnant?
Girl,
We talked a little bit about it last
we
week.
don't
I'm
know.
not clear why she doesn't
We
wanna
cannot
stay
talk about
here.
that. We cannot talk about that her being pregnant because we don't know yet. According to the season, she's not still acknowledged that she's pregnant. So
But on her social, she's pregnant, right?
I think she had the baby now.
Goody, she has a baby already.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't checked.
She has a baby girl. But we're not going to talk about that, and we're going to dilute the whole season, you know?
So, I think that's all for this episode.
Yes.
We've been on here for an hour and 51 minutes.
Is it? Shit.
My takeaways is not to have y'all around my house with any men. That's my takeaway, my personal takeaway. Your takeaway is that if you should happen to be around my house and there's a man around, know that man might be a police officer. Because I'm calling the cops.
Oh wait, I'm looking on her Instagram. It's a little boy, actually.
Oh, it's a boy.
Yeah, because it says Silas Jr. Silas
Oh
Jr.
no! Oh God, no!
Can you? You cannot share the page.
Yeah,
you're not able to do that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I think only you can do that. I think. Or
Yeah,
let me see. Hold on.
But
Let me see. Maybe so. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. See if I can pull it up.
Cute. What's her name on IG?
Hold on, my computer.
What's her name on IG?
Wait, just a second. It's Jasmine Ellis Cooper. Oh, wait, what happened? Okay. Oh, wait, hold
That
on.
African man last name is Cooper?
Yeah, because you know why? He's from
They changed
it? No, because he's from West Africa. West Africans, they have American names.
Wait, can you see? Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to share it. Let's see.
Well, just listen.
Wait, can you see it? Because I clicked share screen, but
got it. I'm gonna share you. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Hold on 1 second. Listen. Present. Share the screen, guys. I got you. That's Jasmine. Yeah, that's okay.
And that's Silas.
Where's the baby? I don't want to see all.
It's the second post, Mod. It's the next post. It's not that post. It's the next one.
Okay, hold on.
The second one. That one. Yeah.
That's a baby.
I love this for her.
That's a baby. Super cute. I feel like I want to be pregnant right now. Where's Mr. Maud?
No, please. Okay. On that note, because the cops.
That's our time.
Goody. It's been nice talking to you, Mom.
Everyone.
Goody. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all on the next episode.
God bless y'all folks. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Mom. Bye.
I love you. Bye, everybody. Did I scare everybody? Jesus Christ.